Sometimes you can inspire people in ways you never imagined. And last week was, I think, a very inspirational week for the Turkish ecosystem and for the Turkish developers. In this episode of the English Hour, I'll talk about the story of the first Turkish unicorn. And as I said, I think it will act as an inspiration for future generations. The first Turkish unicorn is Peak Games. It's a games studio based in Istanbul, and it has two very popular casual games, mobile games, and it was sold to Zynga, an American company, for $1.8 billion last week in one of the biggest startup deals in Turkey. So, to recap things, well, let's first look at the definition of a unicorn. A unicorn is the name given to a startup that achieves a valuation over $1 billion. So, it's a very prestigious club, and many startups want to achieve this status. And as I said, Peak Games has become the first Turkish unicorn. So, well, this made me look at the Turkish gaming ecosystem. There are many gamers in Turkey. There are gaming clubs. There are gamers participating in international contests. But there are also some companies producing games for international audiences. And many Turkish gaming startups achieved international success. Some of them are sold to international companies for like millions of dollars, and some of them continue to operate as independent businesses. And I think the news of the sale of Peak Games will definitely be a source of inspiration for future generations, because they built an incredible amount of success with a small team in Istanbul, and they will be definitely role models for a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. And I am really in expectation of greater success stories from the Turkish gaming ecosystem. And in general, I think the Turkish startup ecosystem is booming, especially in big cities such as Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir. And these cities are, I think, starting to become startup hubs. They are attracting talent, and I think they're forming clusters of companies that are acting together or cooperating to achieve even greater success. And Turkey has mostly a young population, and there are a lot of Turkish developers with, I think, high levels of skill and talent. Of course, there are Turkish developers and programmers working all around the world, like working in companies such as Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and in many companies that are making headlines around the world. And some of these Turkish developers are, I think, now focusing on building domestic products that will appeal to a global market. And in recent years, we've heard the news of acquisitions of Turkish startups by their international competitors or by international funds. And I think this trend will continue into the future. And I think we will start seeing even greater success stories. And considering that technology and information-related services are kind of the future of the world, the future of the economy, I find such news really heartwarming. And as I said, I expect many more success stories. And personally, I'm inspired by all of these developments. I'm inspired by small teams doing incredible work. I'm inspired by small teams developing products and services that help millions of people around the world. And this is really a value-added process. They're adding value to the lives of millions of people. And I'm personally, as I said, very inspired. And I know that Turkish developers, young people, will take these stories, these people as role models, as a source of inspiration to build even better stories, even better companies. And I'm really looking forward to recording a new episode on a better and a bigger story. And I congratulate all the members of the Peak Games team, and I wish them best in their future endeavors.